What's good, people? It's Rapmythology, the reincarnation of Ramakrishna, kicking that shit like a true knocker. This was a very traumatizing experience, this whole COVID thing. From being cooped up in the house, not being able to go nowhere, um, being scared of catching a disease, losing money, family members dying. The news is just on some straight fear. The news just pushing wild fear on us. We just did a 2-year bid. It was just like being in prison. You ever wonder how prison feels like? Well, this whole quarantine thing was like being in, or you know, it was like being on parole or whatever, and you got that ankle bracelet on, and you can only be outside until 8 o'clock or whatever. You know what I mean? It was like very restricted, your lifestyle, just from being able to do whatever you want, making your money. You know what I mean? Traveling, going out, doing, just doing things. It just like just being in the house. Like I used to go to the city and just kick it sometimes. You know what I mean? Just go to Washington Heights, go to 42nd Street, and just chill. I'm like, I don't even mess with the city no more. I just be out in the forest of Westchester now. Be like, that's my thing now. I like to chill in the forest now. You know what I'm saying? Like this whole thing transformed me, and I think it's transformed a lot of people. Like a lot of people just got to be one with themselves or in tune with themselves for a second and just realize like what's going on from within. So adults, we can kind of handle, these type of situations a little bit better than children can, is what I'm noticing. It's taking these kids a little bit longer to recover from this thing than us adults, I'm noticing. You know what I'm saying? As far as the sports thing, there's a lot of kids that, didn't work out the whole time and now they're out of shape and things like that. I mean, it's going on with a lot of people. You know what I mean? A lot of people done picked up some nasty little habits during COVID, being cooped up in the house, being bored. Me too. You got to have patience with yourself as we get back to normalcy, and we have to have patience with our children and realize the psychological effect that this whole experience had on them. My son too, I was frustrated as hell with him because he didn't want to go to practice. Like, you got all this talent, and I'm like, why don't you want to go to practice? We couldn't figure it out for the longest. And even my other sons, I'm like, y'all ain't got no trauma. Like, why y'all behaving the way that y'all behaving? I'm like, y'all ain't got no trauma. Like, y'all ain't go through none of the stuff I went through. Why y'all behaving like this? And I'm thinking about it, like, this whole COVID thing. My sons was in Florida. We went to Florida for a weekend. We let them stay down there for like 2 weeks. They wanted to stay. We wanted them to come back. They wanted to stay or whatever. So we changed the ticket. They in Florida chilling with my sister or whatever. Her house catches on fire. You know what I'm saying? So they down there, they had to experience her house catching on fire, having to go to a hotel and just live in that transitional period with no house or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Everything just changing for them, what they're going through down there. And they having to wait now until the plane leaves or whatever. It was a crazy experience for them. They ended up having to drive back with somebody to come back a little bit sooner because it was too much of a strain on my sister to have to take care of them while she was going through the transitional period of going from one house and not having nothing and building a whole nother situation back up. So that alone was like really traumatic. You know what I'm saying? So my son's been misbehaving and doing little things that's out of character. They starting to get a little older. And I'm just realizing, like, you gotta have a little patience. Coming out of this whole situation, a kid doing a 2-year bid and going through what they just went through, that's trauma. You know what I'm saying? So this is this generation's trauma, this whole COVID experience, and it affected everybody differently. So just pay attention to, when kids is acting out of line and misbehaving and doing little things, try to figure out what is the source of the trauma, like what is the source of this behavior. And I think it's going to help all of us deal with our kids a little bit more, as they recover from this, and just realize that they need a little therapy. We need to have a little patience with them and patience with ourselves as we recover from this thing too. You know what I'm saying? Have some patience with yourself, because I know we want it now. We want to get there now. We ready to start. We ready to start getting this money. Like we ready to start going out. You know what I'm saying? Um, you know, we might have developed nasty little addictions or bad eating habits during COVID. You know what I'm saying? So just be patient with yourself. Give yourself time to heal. Realize that this experience was traumatic on all of us. Like you're not the only one out there going through something. Realize that this situation impacted all of us, and we all have the right to heal ourselves. To take a little bit of time, focus on, you know what I'm saying, what's going on within yourself, and just take some time to heal. Be patient with yourself. Just realize, okay, yeah, I got to be a little bit more disciplined. You know what I'm saying? Be aware of it and just take the small little steps to get back to where we was at before this thing happened. So that's all I wanted to say to y'all. You know, just be mindful of the trauma. Just be mindful of the trauma that this had on our family members and friends. All right, dealing with this whole recovery thing from this situation. All right. All right. It's Rapmythology. Kicking it like a true knocker. I hope everybody out there is having a blessed day, and I hope you're all taking care of yourselves, all right? We're going to leave it there. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.